Hey y'all, what's up? So if you are noticing this, the makeup is very familiar from the last video. I just did a makeup look on this, and I must say I think this is one of my favorite, no, there's a green one that I love a whole lot. But anyway, y'all, so I actually wanted to talk to you guys about a time where I feel like me and my family, as far as like my friends, because my friends are my family, but one of the times that I feel like we were kind of targeted. So if you are interested in that, stay tuned. All right, so we took a vacation to Panama City. If you guys don't know, so just a little background on me. I was working in a different industry, and during that time I was also going to school. And I was going to school, and I recently had graduated. Now, we went to Panama City, Florida in, I want to say March. Yeah, it was March because it was my best friend at the time's birthday. And we were already planning a trip, me and my fiance. We were already planning a trip to do something to celebrate my graduation, because I had worked for this place for 2 years and I had never ever taken a, hang on. So sit down, sweetie. Don't mess with my equipment, please. Y'all hear me talking to my little one, my baby. He's up here, so in the studio with mommy, but he's not making too much noise, so hopefully it'll be okay. So just stay right there. Don't move. Here's your trunk. Take your book. So, yeah, so we were already planning a trip because I wanted to celebrate. Not only my birthday was in February, or is in February, but it had just passed in February, but I didn't want to take any time off for my birthday. Don't go in my skincare fridge. Okay, so if you're not going to listen, you have to go downstairs, okay? So just relax. So my birthday is in February, the end of February, and so I didn't take any time off for my birthday, and I didn't take any, what is it? I had never taken like PTO at my job. Only times I ever had off was really just times I was designated. I was really dedicated. But at the beginning of that year, I had got a bonus for like $4,000 or something like that, and like a $2 an hour raise or something at the time. But I was just going through a lot at that place, so I wasn't taking any time off. I really was just focusing on doing my work, graduating, so that I could move on and start interviewing and getting my jobs, because I knew that after I graduated that I knew that I was not going to be able to take any time off as far as like have a vacation, because I knew that I was about to start a new job. Because as soon as I graduated, my goal was, okay, I want to take a vacation probably for like 2 weeks or a week, and I wanted to really like release myself from all the stress that I had at that time from my old job. And instead, what I wanted to do is take that vacation, recoup, so that I could hit the ground running with interviews. Because so I'm a software engineer, and one of the things that I knew that I had to do right after graduation or during school, I knew that I was building my portfolio. So not only, it's not like, hey, oh, you graduated, now you get to, well, I should more say software developer, because that's primarily what I was doing. I'm a software engineer right now, that's my title, but developer is more so. So when you're developing, it's primarily like, you know, coding, you know, so they want to know that you have the skill and you're able to use everything. So I knew that I was gonna have to really hit the ground running as far as like when I got back. No more going out all the time, no more, you know, distractions with my friends. And that's another thing for the end of this story, where I'll talk about like how my friendships around that time kind of ended. And it wasn't because of bad blood or anything. It was just because I needed to really focus on doing what I needed to do for my family. So to get on to the rest of the story, so knew that once I graduated and once I got back from vacation, it was study time. Like I had to be consistent in programming. I had to, you know, do it like become second nature, because when you go into these interviews, it's not, oh, hey, what type of character are you? No, they're like, okay, solve these problems. You know what I'm saying? It's really like on the spot, and it can be very demanding. And I knew that I really wanted to get out of my old job. So I was like, oh, I have to do this. You know what I'm saying? And not only that, but I paid thousands of dollars to go to school. And I was like, yo, I need to just get this done. So we were already planning something, and I told my fiance at the time, I was like, you know what, let's just go to the beach, do like a family trip, right? So he was like, oh, okay, that's cool. But then my best friend called me. She was like, girl, we should go to Panama City. And I was like, what? Let's go. I'm with it. And so this was going to be the first time that I'd ever been outside of, like, away from my kids for at least a week. Like, I've never been, they've gone to my parents' house for like the weekend, but even then I'm like calling all the time, and you know, anyway, but this was the first time I'd be gone from them for longer than a week. And I was really anxious about it. So I thought so many times about just backing out, because we really wanted to do a family vacation, you know, for several different reasons. We just wanted to do a family vacation just to regroup, connect, because of so many different things. So she was like, girl, do you want to go to Panama City? And I was like, oh my God, yes, I do want to go. So everything kind of like spiraled. So there was like so many people that were going at one time, and then there wasn't that many, and then it would end up being just me, my fiance, my best friend, her fiance, and her best friend. So, but we were also mutual friends, but we weren't best friends. So I'm gonna name these people. So we're gonna name my fiance T. We're gonna name my best friend Bree, and we're gonna name her fiance Shay, and then we're gonna name her best friend Kayla. So no, I have a friend named Kayla. So I don't know. Anyway, y'all. So it was gonna be me, T, Bree, Shay, and Kayla. So we are planning, and we are having a good time. We're going down. We went down to Panama City. We drove. We did not fly. So we went in a SUV, like a Tahoe, and we all just really just had a good time. And the road trip down there was good. Just a little bit of background. So from where I am, it was about 8 hours away, and which really wasn't anything. I mean, the furthest I've ever drove away was 3 hours, or maybe, yeah, 3, almost 4 hours. And but I knew that we felt comfortable driving because Shay is a truck driver and T is a truck driver too. So we were like, y'all used to driving this, so one of y'all gonna drive. But so the thing is T had to drive the whole way there, and he had to drive the whole way back, because the only people that were on the rental was me and T, and we didn't want to risk anybody getting into any situations and they weren't covered underneath the vehicle. So we literally had to specifically drive the entire time, because we were like, look, we don't want nothing to happen or nothing to go down, because we just need to make sure that, you know, everything's good, because we're the only ones covered. So we get there, we start to get settled in. It's good, you know, we got like a really great room, and you know, we were like cooking, and we're going and we're checking out all this stuff. And my whole thing is, when I went to Panama City, I was like, look, I'm going to swim with the dolphins. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna go swim with the dolphins. It's always something that I love to do. I feel like I am like a whole life, real life mermaid, because I love being around ocean water. I love being around water in general. And it's something so surreal. And I also have never been to like the Gulf of Mexico. So where I grew up, we didn't have beaches. Okay, so it was either California, or like the closest one was like Texas or something like that. So we didn't have those. We had big bodies of water, like lakes and stuff like that, but we didn't have like beaches. So when I came, I think, y'all, I don't want to sound slow, but the beach that's closest to us is not the Gulf of Mexico. So this was the first time us ever going to the Gulf. And I thought that that was so beautiful. You can definitely tell the difference. And so, yeah, everything was cool. And so we are like, oh my God, we are about to have fun. So we put on our cute stuff. We get our makeup on. You know, me and the girls, we are getting our hair done. Shay and T, they wear men's clothes, so they just like getting fresh in their gear, but they done way before us. So we getting cute. And we was like, okay, so what we gonna do is we are going to get cute. We gonna go to the bar, you know, we gonna go on the strip, because the place that we were located at was right on this really dope strip. So, and then everything was in walking distance from us. We could go to, I was like a line of bars, the mall. It was like it was a mall. It was, I don't know how to explain it. It was like one of the outdoor malls. And so they had like a series of different stores outside. It was a whole strip. It was beautiful. And so we were really happy. Oh, another thing. So at this time, Panama City was still very much so recovering from the hurricane. And at that time, when we were on the way there, we were like, what? Is there going to be anything here? Because we saw trees uprooted. We saw homes. We saw Waffle Houses. Like, literally, I don't know if they were Waffle Houses. Maybe it was IHOPs or something. Breakfast place. Denny's, maybe. I don't know. But we saw so many things that were, like, ripped up, torn up. Like, you could tell that, like, there were, like, businesses without roofs on there. And I've never lived through a hurricane. And the closest thing I know is, like, I know that, you know, family members in New Orleans, they ended up having to, you know, relocate and everything like that. But I've never seen the disasters firsthand in person. And so this was really surreal. And I was like, yo, like, and during this time, I think it was spring break. So of course we're expecting to like see other people, meet other people as well, because we're thinking it's gonna be like college time, you know, cool. And so we are down there, we're looking at everything, and everything is ripped up, everything is looking a fool, y'all. So thank God that the closer we got to where we're actually staying, because we were kind of like, 45 minutes to an hour out when we were seeing this. But the closer we got to our actual condo that we booked, everything was around there was looking pretty good, but it did look kind of like nobody was out. Like, nobody was out on the streets. We were like, you know, like, what's going on? But it ended up kind of picking up. So even though they were still recovering from the hurricane, there were still younger kids there, like people our age and, you know, a little bit younger, like early 20s, mid 20s, stuff like that, that were there. So we're back at the room, we're getting ready, all this other stuff. And we're like, okay, we're going to hit a couple places. But we also know that there are certain places that are not open because of things that were going on or whatever. So we were like, okay, we're gonna stay fairly close. Whatever we're gonna do, we're just gonna be on foot. So we didn't want to have to lose our parking space in the parking day, because that was a freaking disaster, y'all. So at this particular place where we were staying, it was super nice. Now, it was nice, but the staff were so rude to us. They were rude. There was this man, and he was so rude and disrespectful, y'all. And I had enough of him. Listen, let me tell y'all something. And he had some word. I had, like, towards the end of the trip, after he kept talking to us crazy and being very rude and disrespectful, let me tell y'all something. I gave him a piece of my mind. Okay? Don't let it fool you. I will tell you about yourself if you push me there. So I really was like, you know what? Let's just get out. Let's just lead a truck, and either we're gonna go and, you know, like, rent motorcycles or rent golf carts. We'll do that, but we're not gonna move and have issues with parking or whatever, because it was a deck. But the thing is even though it was multiple people that were coming with us, because I put them all down on the form, there were multiple bedrooms, y'all, in the condo. So we were like, I'm trying to understand why we couldn't get more than like one car pass. So it was just ridiculous. So that's the reason why we ended up leaving the truck. So we're walking and we're like, okay, do we want to go get food? And we're like, heck no, like, let's get tipsy, let's walk the strip, then we go get food, then we might hit a couple shops, you know, let's go ahead and do that. So I want to say, I think that we had stopped at a couple places on the strip, like stuff that we really weren't, we were just kind of trying to get a feel of the place. And then we hit a bar, you guys, and the bar was the cutest thing ever, right? So the cute thing about this bar is the fact that the way that it was built, like the framework had like where it was like large like shop garage doors, and basically you could see in, like that's all it was. It wasn't like closed in. It was like you could feel all the weather, you could feel the breeze, and it was so cute. And we literally walked in there, we was like, this is it, right? And of course they have a pool table there, they have games, they got of course like the karaoke machine, not karaoke, but the little juke joint where you could choose your songs. So we walked up in there, y'all, and we were the only people of us that was there. We were the only us that was there. So during that time, so we were like, you know what, we don't care though, you know what I'm saying, we still gonna have a good time. We act like we got some sense, and that is what it is, you know. And so we go ahead, they were playing some like I don't know, it was some country music at first. And then when we came in, there were people that left after that, to where it really was just kind of us in there and a few other people, but they were on that side of the bar and we were on this side. Because this side had the super jumbo Jenga blocks, so we wanted to play that, but most importantly, we wanted to play pool. And so we were all playing pool, and of course, so my best friends at the time, they are so fun, you know what I'm saying, they're like the best girls to party with, you know, they're just dope chicks in general. So so they go and they were like, you know what, as soon as this song go off, we're gonna play some real stuff. And I was saying, oh, all right, you know what I'm saying, all right. I don't know what else to say. So what you gonna play? I'm thinking they're gonna be like, oh, okay, we might get a little bit of, you know what I'm saying, a little bit of something. Y'all, tell me why the first thing the first thing that they play is real ass bitch, give a fuck by the nigga, big Birkin bag, hold 5, 6 figures. And I said, as soon as the beat dropped, I was like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh God, I was like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Because there's nothing but white people on the other side of the bar. So I'm thinking like, oh, they gonna think we so ignorant. But I was like, you know what? Don't give a fuck what they think. And I'm just jamming. I'm having a good time. We ordered drinks. We're playing pool. So we're all having a great time. We're joking, we jumping, you know what I'm saying? Like just a whole vibe. Then, so once we get some, I think we were about to order some food or something like that, but we just ordered another round of drinks. So after a while, a couple songs go by, we just kept paying up. Like literally, we didn't want to listen to that country shit. So we did not let the shit in. We just paid it up and we kept putting songs on there to like have our vibe. So once we did that, we ordered some drinks, more and more drinks, and I think we were about to order some food, but we was like, no, we don't know, because we saw this a seafood joint down the hall, and I was like, yeah, I really want to get some seafood, because when you on the beach or you in Florida, you would think that they got, you know, really fresh seafood, crab legs, you know, shrimp, lobster, all of that stuff. Whatever they put in there, I'm expecting it to be extremely fresh, because you have closer access to it. And that's another story. You know, I'm gonna tell you that story within this story too.
What's up, y'all? So I actually had to jump in here because I completely forgot to touch base on this. So long story short is when we went to the restaurant that I mentioned within this vlog, why did they serve us imitation crab meat? Like, we paid top dollar for like seafood. It was a seafood restaurant, and you're gonna serve us that? I'm trying to get real crab meat. You have access to it here. You would think that, hey, yo, they gonna make sure that everything's super fresh, really great. I feel like I could have made whatever we got at that restaurant at home or got that in my own city. However, continue on with the video.
But so so we start to build up the jumbo Jenga blocks, and there was this dude, right? So after like we spin out, and I think we needed to go and put some more in there, but before we were able to do that, it was like on his last song, and this dude came and he chose another song, right? And he was white, but you know, he was like one of those white boys that You know what I'm saying? You could tell he was kind of in the streets. You feel me? Y'all know what I'm talking about. If y'all don't know, ask somebody. But he was in the streets, so we was like, shit, all right, cool. Well, he gonna play shit, some shit we probably gonna rock to anyway. And I can't remember exactly what song he played. I can't. I just remember it killing the vibe. I felt like he was significantly older than us, and I don't mean like by a lot, but he was significant. He was a different decade. You know what I'm saying? Because you know how the best way I can explain it is every people who are born every 2 years. If you got the 70s babies, you got the 80s babies, and you got the 90s babies, and you know how the music and the culture kind of goes per those decades. So he was in a different decade than us. You know what I'm saying? We're all 90s babies, and he made up in the early 80s. I don't think he was in the 70s, but early 80s, right? And so I could tell he was a street dude. I think he even had he probably had some gold in his mouth or something like that. I could tell by the way he had, you know what I'm saying? It was weird. So, he plays a song and it fucks our vibe up. And I'm like, we looked at each other like, what the hell is going on? Because it was old, like, I mean, it's not trap, but it was old hood music. You know what I'm saying? And I was just like, what are you doing, bro? But it was one of those vibes where it was kind of like, I almost felt like he played some, like, tried to, you know how somebody probably tried to think of their hoodest song, you know what I'm saying? And then we the niggas in there, we playing hood ass shit, you know what I'm saying? Or we playing ghetto ass shit. And I felt like he was playing that shit trying to be extra hood, but it didn't work because it wasn't for us. But anyway, so he came over and he was like, we was at this point, we was getting another round of drinks, and he was like, oh yeah, you know, drinks on me, or some shit. And we was like, nigga, what? You know what I'm saying? Not that we're not used to that. If it was just me and my girls, that's one thing. But I got my soon-to-be husband. She got her soon-to-be wife. And, you know, what I name her? Kayla is there too. So I was like, okay, you know what I'm saying? So he come over, he act like he's about to play pool with us. At this point in time, we moving over to Jumbo Jengas because we doing that. So he jumps in on the game with us, and that's cool. You know, we cool. So shit, we get along with anybody. So when he first comes over, he doesn't say anything to like us. He said something to T first, and you know, T, you know, he's very laid back, very cool, but he's very observant. And, you know, when it comes to other men, he's very firm and, like, looking you in your face and shaking your hand and really, like, you know, that grown man stuff. So, they do that. And, you know, he approached T first. And he was like, oh, you know, I want to get on the game, whatever, whatever. So we doing that. And he the one, in the game, we're all having fun. We're drinking some more. And, joking. And he was like, yeah, y'all. It's kind of a bust in here, you know what I'm saying? We kind of felt the same way, but we were like a party within ourselves, so it really didn't matter because there weren't people there. Like I said, because it was like the hurricane hit, and I guess people really like already knew that, and so there wasn't a lot of people there at that time. There wasn't a lot of people the whole trip, honestly. But, and even though it was spring break, so I was like, oh, y'all, I wasn't even thinking about the fact that I keep saying it's spring break, but I didn't think about it at that time. I'll tell y'all later in the story. So he's like, yo, but I know this other club, and this is dope. It's kind of like more our speed, kind of like more hood, more ghetto a little bit, where, you know, it's gonna be jumping, you know, whatever. So that's kind of what he's saying. And so we listening to him, and I'm not really listening to him. I'm hearing him. But I know that I'm not moving unless my soon-to-be husband move. You know what I'm saying? And I already know, like, I kind of was getting the vibe to where, like, we don't know you. You know what I'm saying? He was like, so where y'all staying at? Whatever, whatever. And we was like, oh, you know, we ain't staying too far. He was like, oh, so where y'all from? Like, trying to get specific information. Like, oh, you know, which hotel y'all staying at? Or where exactly y'all staying at? Where exactly are y'all from? You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, how long it take y'all to get here? Kind of like the specs, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, you know, certain things is like normal, because if you just meet somebody, you're not from there, y'all on a vacation, it's kind of like cool. But he was actually from Florida. I don't know if he was from Panama City, but he was in Panama City, but he was from Florida. So we was like, oh no, you know, we from the Carolinas. And he was like, oh, what's up? That's what's up. Cool, cool, whatever, whatever. And he's trying to figure out exactly where we are, because he was kind of talking about having, because don't get me wrong, so we did think about having some type of like party if we felt like we met some cool people, but it really didn't go that way, because I knew that we weren't really going to do that, because Terrence is really like, you know, we don't really know these people, and I'm super like that, you know what I'm saying? So unless I get a really great vibe from you, it's a no. But we were like thinking about that, but he mentioned like, oh, you know, cool party, you know what I'm saying? Kind of like have a party and some drinks or whatever. More so like, I guess kind of figure out exactly where we were staying, and if we were cool for like, if we left here kicking it, you know what I'm saying? So keep in mind that Bree is a femme. Shay is not. Shay is not like, doesn't like to be addressed as a man. I hate saying that, because I don't really, I know, but I don't like to say that for people. But she dressed like a guy, you know what I'm saying? She's not a femme. And so it's very clear that it's not just a guy and then all these women. No, you could clearly tell like she's the other guy that's there. You feel me? So he's asking us all these questions, and we kind of like, yo, trying to give general information, but he's kind of pressing us to get more specific information. So we just kind of joking it off, and if he pressed one of us, we kind of like, hey, yo, you know, and try to get in between that conversation, just kind of play everything off. So it started to kind of make everybody feel a little type of way. So, you know, and when you and your group and your people, you start kind of looking at each other like, speaking with your eyes, speaking with body language. So he was like, yeah, there's this spot. I think he said it was over the bridge. It's not really, oh, I don't know if he said over the bridge, but he was just kind of saying like, it's on the other side. And I guess, I don't know if this is the more touristy side, and that, you know what I'm saying? Because I think I know that's kind of how Miami is. And I'm not saying that just because we're in Florida, but I know that that's kind of how it is in general. And it's like that where I'm from, where I live, you know what I'm saying? So I wasn't sure where he was going, but he was like, yeah, you know, we should go. We was kind of entertaining it like possible, but nobody gave no answers. We wasn't like yes, we wasn't like a hard no. We was just like listening to him, having conversation. He knocks the damn tower over, and it was over. So really, so he walks away from us. Oh no, Shay says she gotta go to the restroom. So she goes to the restroom, and he, you know, this is around the time that he knocked it over. She goes to the restroom, and he walks off. We don't know where he was going. He was like, hey, I'll be back, whatever, whatever. So during that time, T come up to me. He was like, baby, yeah, we need to get our shit, and we need to get up out of here. And I was like, okay. You know what I'm saying? I'm not the type of, like, I will ask questions, but not in a situation like that. Just kind of how the vibe I was feeling. So I was like, cool. And I looked at Bree, and Bree was like, all right. So we was kind of getting everything together. So he acted, it almost like he was going to the bathroom. That's the direction he was going, because where we were right in the entry where like the big super huge garage doors are right here, but we could play Jumbo Jenga right here on this big table, and then the pool table's over here, and there was more areas back there, but in the corner there were the restrooms, and then there was the bar, and then there was the other side of the bar, like the actual seating area of the bar. So Shay goes to the restroom, and T come up and tell me what he gonna tell me, and I'm like, all right, cool, we need to get moving and shaking, but we need to wait till Shay come out. So Shay comes out. Oh buddy is like over there doing something. I don't know at this point in time, but I know that the game plan for me was, you know, I don't ever want to try to be funny, because he already thinks that he possibly coming with us, or we doing a whole move together, you know what I'm saying? But we don't know him, and we getting weird vibes from him. So we waiting on Shay to come back, and we talked to Kayla, and Kayla's like, yeah, I ain't with that, we need to bounce. And so we kind of have our little mini powwow break up, still acting normal. Shay come out the bathroom. She say, but T had already told me, he was like, something up with that dude, and I ain't with it. We need to get our stuff and we need to get up out of here because I don't trust him. And I was like, all right. So we wait. Shay come out, and Shay come like, she say, I'm trying to make sure I get exactly what she said. She's like, yo, I was in the restroom, and you know, Shay dressed like a guy, so I don't know if he thought that she was gonna be in a guy's restroom, but she came out. I think she still used the women's bathroom, and so she come out and she say, I heard old buddy over there talking on the phone to somebody talking about yeah, so bring the van around. And no, he was like, nigga, what? What? So at that time we was like, oh yeah, so he on something funny. So we just get our shit, and we get our purses, we get our bags, everything. We didn't have a whole lot of stuff, and we left everything cool, and we just dipped. Like, I think this was a smooth, it seems like it was a long time, but I'm telling y'all, this stuff was happening really quick. Like, once we kind of started feeling the vibes, we was like, oh, we got to get out of here and not be walking away when he got out of here, but we got to be out of sight. You feel me? Especially when we heard that, oh, him on the phone telling somebody to bring the van around. Like, I don't know about a whole lot of stuff like that. I just know when I get vibes, I don't trust people. You feel me? So, we just got our stuff and we humping down the strip at this point, because I told y'all we didn't have a Jeep. I told y'all we was on foot and we was not in front of our building, so we don't know the city like that. So we just get, and we like, okay, we at least know that our hotel or the resort is down here, and we know that the mall is down here. And so we was like, at least if we can get up the strip enough and kind of cut in and go into somewhere else, go into another restaurant or something, we could just, he'll come back and not know where we at. So that's exactly what we did. We ended up walking down, and I think we went into the seafood restaurant that we had already planned on going to, but it was a little bit further down the strip. And we was just talking about everything. I think that's what we did. And we were just talking about everything. It was like touching bases. So I don't think Bree and Kayla knew exactly what Shay said. I don't know if they knew, but we were kind of like touching base as far as like everything that was going on, like body language, what old buddy was saying, you know, how he was interacting with each and every one of us. It was just like, we just was touching base to make sure that we weren't tripping. So when we did that, you know, T was like, yeah, I didn't feel good. You know, I shook him in his hand and I looked at him in his eye. And he was like, and it was whatever intuition, discernment that he had was not full over me. So, and that's it's not weird, but I just trust that because, you know, T is a really cool dude and he gonna interact and be, you know, talk to anybody. But I feel like once he gets that thing, and I'm like that too, but once we kind of get that feeling like something's off, you just got to trust that and move on. And then for Shay to come back and say what she said, I feel like potentially we was in a crazy situation, because now that I'm talking to y'all about it, it's like, okay, the beaches, Myrtle Beach, sometimes places like the most popular places as far as like where people go for spring break, the times where it's overpopulated, you know what I'm saying? Those are the times I feel like where people like sex trafficking or kidnappers or, you know, people that's looking to do you harm, it's kind of like heightened during that time. And I feel like not even just during those times, but just in those places, you know, I think they even said that those type of places are like hubs for that stuff. So, thinking about the fact that it was spring break, there wasn't a lot of people going around. Then we didn't know the whole time we've been in there drinking and having fun, throwing back. Thank God, we wasn't sloppy drunk, because a lot of us can actually handle our liquor, and when we out and about like that, we don't drink like to the point to where we foolish. So We didn't know you had nobody with you. You know, you was in here acting like it was just you. And then you got a whole van. What you bring your van around? We didn't say you was going nowhere with you. And then you're like, you know, I didn't understand the thought process. I didn't understand what he was trying to do. But that's my story time, y'all. To where, you know, I felt like somebody was trying to snatch us up. You feel me? And my recommendation to y'all, because I feel like through everything, every story time, anything that you kind of go through, hang on a second, anything that you go through, it's just like, it's a lesson. So for me, it's a lot of times where me and my girls, we go on road trips. We go on road trips, we go on vacation together, and sometimes it's just us girls. That was actually the first trip that we had taken where we brought our significant others along with us. So, well, where we were all together. So if I could give y'all any type of advice, it would be to always watch your surroundings. I remember when I was younger and my brothers used to always tell me, you know, Matea, you need to watch your surroundings. You know what I'm saying? You need to know what's going on. And that doesn't mean like be paranoid and everything, but no, it just means be conscious of everything that's going on around you, even if it's not immediately around you. Like my siblings are the type of people where if they're in a place, they know what's going on behind them, the side, there, over there. They know everything, but you would think they not. You know what I'm saying? You would think they in the middle of this conversation, but they are just the people that knows that. And I don't know if that comes from, you know, certain things, you know, maybe you live, you know, how you live, whatever. But yeah, so I would just say trust your instincts, pay attention to your surroundings, and don't trust nobody. Because as much as people say stuff or seem like they cool, you never know who got your best interest at heart. You never know what they trying to do. And also, in a case like that, I feel like even if, you know, we were like, oh, you know, we just gonna stay here, you know, we're not gonna go nowhere with him. You never know what's waiting for you outside. In that case, you know, we didn't have a whip to hurry up and pull up in, and it's too many of us to be trying to run and scatter and get away. You know what I'm saying? It's just too much. And so, and then not only that, but, you know, for me and the people that I was with, you know, how do I say this? We're not going on vacation and trying to come back with no case. You know what I'm saying? Because I know that everybody there was capable of being like defending themselves and had on them what they needed to have on them so that they were good, you know what I'm saying? But I just think that it's even smart, even when you feel like maybe you have your protection on you, maybe you know that you can defend yourself, maybe you whatever, but at the end of the day, you just have to protect yourself, not only just like your health, your life, the people that you love, the people that you have around you. You know, we have kids, we gonna make it back home too. So it's just, you just want to make the best decision possible and like avoid certain situations, because had we not left, it could have been turned into something else where we had to defend ourselves, and that could have been anybody in jail, that could have been anybody hurt, that could have been so many different things, that could have been, you know, Lord forbid, anything, you know, that they were had happened to be successful in what it is that they were doing. So, you know, so I just feel like most importantly, when you're traveling with somebody, travel with people that are smart. Travel with people who not only have their best interest at heart, but yours as well. And if need be, if they need to be quick on their feet, they're able to be quick on their feet. And so yeah, it's just a whole lot of stuff. I know I gave y'all so many different things. I still have that vlog, and it's a long time ago, but it's not extremely long ago, but I still have that vlog. I think I do. I don't know if I deleted it or not, but no, I think I still have it. I think it's on my laptop. But yeah, y'all. So I just wanted to come and bring this story time to y'all about how I believe that somebody was trying to snatch us up. You know what I'm saying? and do some things. So, you know, you never know. But I thank God for always protecting us, even in the times where, and that's another thing, you know, you, at some point in time, like, you can never be 100% on guard because you don't know. You know what I'm saying? You don't know if somebody's watching you. You don't know if somebody's trying to do you harm. But pray. You know what I'm saying? Everywhere I go, you know, I just pray. And even in my own city, you know, I just pray and I thank God for always shielding and protecting me. Keep your archangels next to me, Lord God. Good archangels. And I thank you because you never know. But the true thing is God always protects his people. And I'm about to get off here, y'all. So thank y'all for hanging in here with me on this story time. But I want to go ahead and leave y'all with the advice that I did. But I love y'all so much. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Okay, y'all. I feel so hype right now. But I love y'all so much. Thank you for supporting me. And I hope y'all enjoyed this story time. Bye.